Wax's podcast.
Yeah.
Talking mad shit about uninteresting facts. Wax's
Turn on my headphones.
podcast.
More the jingle in the headphones, yeah.
Listen to it
Check it
every
out.
Wednesday.
You thought I was gonna start rapping, didn't you? All the ad-libs and clues that we've heard throughout our lives that make our brain think somebody's about to rap just made you think I was about to rap, but I wasn't. I was just fooling you. And if you weren't fooled, good for you. Pat yourself on the back. Go buy yourself a fucking cookie. This is Wax's podcast, episode 9. Didn't think I'd be here 9 consecutive times, but I got 9 consecutive rhymes, 9 consecutive lines, whatever the fuck. Yeah, like I say every week, you didn't think I was going to be here, but yet again, I'm back. You thought 8 was the last, but alas, I am here with 9, and I will continue to beat that dead horse. I would say at this point, I'm not even beating that dead horse anymore. I'm actually gathering the body of a beaten and almost exploded to smithereens horse from the field that FPS Russia practices his fucking tank shooting on, and I'm taking that fucking horse body, which now is in several different pieces. I'm loading it into the back of the truck, and I'm on my way to the incinerator. I want to completely get rid of this horse body as if it never existed. That's how deep I am there. And probably next week I'll be actually incinerating it. And then maybe next week after 10 episodes I'll stop saying that shit, because it'll be pretty much proven that I'm consistently putting out a podcast every fucking Wednesday. I think that you guys will get the fucking point by then. And then of course I probably will never do another one. Welcome to Wax's podcast. This is episode 9. First off, I'd like to say, if you ride your bicycle on the street as if you're a regular motorist, I think you should have to abide by all the laws that a regular motorist would. Like, when you're downtown and you see these guys, they usually got like the 10-speed style bikes with the skinny ass tires, and they might have like the whole fucking tight suit that bicyclists wear. Anyway, the downtown people, they're usually couriers. They're taking a document from a law firm to a fucking, a financial company or something. They got to get it from fucking 135 10th Street to 455 Main Street in, 15 minutes. They fucking ride their bike on the street just like they were a car. And the thing about those guys is, A, they usually go pretty fast to keep up with the flow of traffic, especially considering the traffic is going slower in the downtown area, but that doesn't matter. The more important thing is that they abide by the fucking rules. If there's a red light, they stop, etc. Now, the people that drive, I don't know if you say drive a bike, but the people that ride a bike here in Venice tend to, they're cool with being right in front of you in the middle of the lane in the road. But then when there's a stop sign, they're like, oh, I'm a bike, I ain't got to stop. So I'm saying, I think that if you're going to go the distance with being a car instead of a bike, you got to go the full distance. You can't go 9 yards, you got to go 10 and make the first down. Yeah, that's all I have to say about that. I'm not offended by anybody that rides a bike in the middle of the road. I just think that you should have to abide by the rules. Because you're tricking us regular motorists. That was just a word to the wise and unwise there. I don't really have a point with that. Sorry for the lateness, y'all. It's actually pretty much like it's Wednesday and the sun is setting outside. Well, it's not setting, but it's 6:30 p.m. here, and I'm just starting to record this podcast. Normally I like to have these things out Wednesday morning, but last night I just got caught up in some shit. I got caught up making this song. I actually did 2 songs yesterday. And I guess, the thing is with creativity, at least for me, it fucking comes in the form of waves. Like, it's just like, sometimes you just can't fucking think of anything, and then sometimes there's like this wave that just comes over you, and you just fucking can't stop thinking of shit. So yesterday I kind of was in the middle of one of those waves, and I didn't think that I could give up the potential, creativity that was coming out to do the podcast. And then this morning I had a bunch of dumbass errands and shit to run, so I was out and about in the town. I didn't get to record the fucking podcast this morning, so at least I'm trying to get it done. So I'm sorry for the lateness, y'all, and at least it's still Wednesday, and I'm not totally fucking this up. But yeah, man, it's weird, the creativity thing. It just comes in these fucking waves. I don't know if it works like that for everybody. I'm sure there's some people that just have the shit fucking flowing out of them at all times. Like, I don't know. I told a story about when I met Chris Brown a couple podcasts ago, And with the way that guy was and just the energy and fucking spirit of that guy, like maybe he's the kind of dude that just like, he has some fucking like he's tapped into some force that just at all times he's just fucking in it and shit's coming out of him. I don't know, but for me it just comes in these waves, and you'll never know when it's going to come. Sometimes it might even come in the middle of the night in the form of a dream. Then you wake up and then you gotta write the shit down that you fucking dreamt, and you can like feel it. Like you can feel your brain. You can feel your brain getting into this fucking mode. Sometimes I've been in situations where like I even felt like I've wasted it. Like I've been in situations in the past where say you're doing something like watching a movie with your girlfriend, or like you know, you're just out somewhere doing menial bullshit, and then you can kind of feel it coming over you, but you don't have a chance to write anything down. You don't have the chance to get your guitar or get on your fucking little studio system, or if you're somebody else, get your fucking paintbrush or whatever you guys do. You know, and you feel like you wasted it. Like sometimes I feel like, you know, I lost something that could potentially be coming from wherever that place is that just creative thoughts and shit like that come from. Sometimes you just fucking lose it because you're not in a place where you can harness whatever is gonna, you know, come over you. So when that does happen to me, especially now that I do this shit for a living, I try to take advantage of those situations and kind of drop whatever I'm doing. And, you know, just try to get my shit done. Try to fucking make my shit. I'm trying to finish my album, you know? And I got a lot of fucking shit. I could probably actually drop 2 albums with the amount of shit I got right now, but I want to make the shit quality. I know that the new thing is quantity, but I prefer to try to make the shit the best I can. The fuck, man. I don't have a lot of material for you guys this week. Like I said, it's harder when I spend most of my week just sitting here at home working on music. I don't, you know, not a lot of shit to talk about when I don't do a lot of shit. Like what did I fucking do this week? I did want to talk about, you know, there's this liquor store that I can walk to. It's like 2 blocks away. There's a liquor store down the street, and there's always like the guy that runs the place is this he's probably like late 40s. He's probably 47 years old or something like that, an old Asian guy. And he's a really fucking nice guy. And I mean, thank God for him he's a nice guy, because that's the only fucking reason I go there, because the prices are definitely significantly more than if I would take the short drive to 7-Eleven. But I go there because, you know, he's a nice fucking guy, and it happens to be in walking distance, so I'll pay the extra $2 for what I'm getting. And I think that maybe like I said, you know, I live alone. I spend a lot of time by myself just working and doing my own thing. That I think that going in there and having the small talk with the guy is it like you like when you have a fucking 9-to-5 job, and I think somebody sent me a question about this. Like you're going to have a bunch of fucking coworkers and shit that you have to talk to that may be annoying, they may be fucking douchey or whatever. And you got to make all this fucking small talk, whether it be about the sporting event that everybody's talking about, or the fucking weather, or God forbid politics or some shit like that. Like you got to make the small talk, and you just start to hate small talk, like all the water, what do they call it, like the water cooler chat. But like when you're alone most of the time, you actually start to appreciate small talk a little bit more. So I like the little stupid conversations I have with the old Asian guy at the liquor store. Excuse me for spending a fucking little bit of time getting to know another human being. You know what I'm saying? So I always have these little talks with him. And this week I had a talk with him because I was buying my beer or whatever I was getting in there. And I noticed that right by the register in this particular store, there's an enormous fucking, you know, the kind of freezers that like have the glass things, and you pull the glass thing and you get ice cream out of it. In this case, not the kind where you would get like, you know, ice cream bars or like the frozen Snicker bars and then like the fucking Chip Wits and the Klondike bar. Not that shit. It was a big ass thing, and all it is like the little pints, like the Ben and Jerry's Haagen-Dazs pints of ice cream, and there was tons and tons of ice cream in there. So for some reason, I just started asking him about this. I was like, God damn, you guys sell a lot of ice cream. And he was like, yeah, and we got into a conversation about it. And it turns out that like there's people like me might go into the liquor store pretty much the same time every night and get their beer, or they might get their cigarettes or whatever. But there's people that are just like that like every night at 10 p.m. they come in and get a pint of ice cream. Like that's their little vice. And what he was telling me is that like each stack Like, say there's a stack of 5 Cherry Garcias, there's a stack of 5 fucking Haagen-Dazs mango sorbet or whatever it is. What he told me is that pretty much every stack, all that is like, that stack represents one person. That every night, like he said, he has it like, 20 people that come in there every day and get a pint of ice cream. And each stack represents one person and the flavor they like to get. And he orders his ice cream flavors strictly based on these individual people that are guaranteed to buy. I mean, I guess if you do the math, an average, say they skip 2 days, an average of 5 pints of ice cream a week of the same flavor. And he said, and we also, I talked about, like, there's some people like kind of, one night they might want fish food and the other night they want fucking banana berry crunch, fucking Rocky Road fudge, I don't know. And he was like, no. He said, he related it to cigarettes. If you smoke cigarettes, you have your brand. You don't like be like, you know what? I'm going to try the lights today instead of the regulars or whatever. Like, you just got your brand and that's what you rock with. And that's how people are with ice cream, folks. That's how people are, and I'm sure some of you out there are some of these people that eat a pint of ice cream each day. And I'm not mad at you for it. I'm not mad at all, because we all have our vices, And I wish I had like a punchline for that story, but I fucking don't. I just thought it was interesting that that's the way people are. People have their like routine vice that they have to fucking do every day, or they just fucking, maybe it doesn't even have to be a vice. Maybe like working out can be the same way. You just got to have this little routine that you have in your day. And to some people, it's eating that fucking pint of ice cream. So I guess that's better than cigarettes and alcohol, and or the guy that goes into his fucking heroin dealer every day at 8:15 and says, "Give me the usual, Johnny." I guess that's better than that. I guess that's better than the fucking child rapist who every day at fucking what the fuck, man? Fucking going crazy, but I think a lot of people are going crazy. You know what the problem with the world is, actually? Speaking of crazy, I think that the problem with the world is that all the people in charge are crazy. And what I mean when I say that is that normal people like you and I, normal people that just conduct our business, have small talks with the guy at the liquor store, might every once in a while, every day go in and get your Cherry Garcia ice cream. Maybe every once in a while you have a little toke of your weed and watch your favorite TV show. Maybe you watch your fucking American Idol, call in and vote for fucking Ruben Studdard, whatever the fuck you do. The last thing on your mind, the last thing that you would want to do is like be the president. Like, think of the amount of stress and bullshit that would be involved with having that kind of power, having that kind of responsibility. I mean, to actually want to be the president, maybe I've talked about this before, I don't know, because I feel like I've definitely talked about it to somebody. I don't know if I've talked about it on this, but the desire to be the president makes you fucking crazy. Like, I don't understand how you could be a normal, sane human being that would actually want things like world peace and want to be the president and want to have that much power. Like, you got to have some fucking serious egotistical shit going on to just like run on yourself, just like your own, just like fucking stand by your own name at that fucking level. There's something going on in your brain that most of us aren't wired. Most of us aren't wired like that. Most normal people that actually associate with others every day in a peaceful and normally peacefully interactive way, we would never desire that amount of stress. When in actuality, maybe a regular person like that might handle big foreign policy fucking disagreements in a better way. But the problem is the ruler of every country is one of those fucking crazy people. So that's my fucking dumb philosophy for today. Like I said, what the fuck was that? I don't have much for you guys today, man. I do have a lot of good questions from you guys, though. Like, once again, every week I like to say it, I really appreciate you guys sending in the questions for the podcast. Got some really good ones this week, and it's getting to the point where I just get a lot, man, and I'm fucking, I'm flabbergasted. I am humbled by the amount of questions you guys send me. And I'm gonna read some today, and it's good you sent me a lot this week because I don't have that much shit to talk about. I did want to, every week I like to do the Wax True Hollywood Stories segment, and we'll make this brief too, because there's really not much to this one because I was so fucked up at the time. I was at a party. It was an after party at a famous person's house, and EOM was with me, and EOM fucking freestyle battled Zac Efron. And there's really nothing else to the story besides that. All you need to know, if you ever see EOM in real life, just know that he went fucking head-to-head with Zac Efron while both of them were fucked up, and supposedly EOM fucking slaughtered that fool, man. Supposedly EOM fucking murdered Zac Efron, and standing next to them was my manager Brian Washington. He just wouldn't stop. He started fucking battling Brian too, and Brian wasn't even rapping back at him. He was just fucking... EOM, when he gets fucked up, he fucking... I mean, even when he's sober, whatever, he's an amazing freestyler. And supposedly he just fucking dismembered Zac Efron at a party. And Zac Efron was rapping too, but he just couldn't keep up with my man Elements of Music. So that's this week's True Hollywood Stories. And on that note, I got to pause it for a second because I think I'm going to try to call someone and fuck with them real quick. And I'm going to try to set this audio shit up. I did get feedback from a couple people that the phone audio was at least slightly better last week when I did this little technique. So I'm going to try to even perfect it a little bit more this time, and I'm going to pause it real quick. I'll be right back with call someone and fuck with them. Alright, I'm going to try this out. It's just a little, I just want to say something real quick. I'm sorry about the fucking shitty nature of this next segment, the call someone and fuck with them. The problem with this segment is that, you know, people aren't always going to answer your fucking phone call. They might be taking a shower. They might be with their fucking lover or jerking off. I don't know. But the problem with this segment is I can't call people and be like, yo, do you want to do like an interview or do you want to be on my podcast? I just got to hope they answer because how are you fucking with somebody if they're prepared for it? So I'm gonna call my boy Jay. My boy Jayon. Jayon is a video director, photographer, cinematographer. He's a very talented cat. I've known him for a long time. He directed a couple of my videos. He directed The Adventures of Larry and Tina, Music and Liquor, Two Wheels, and he's done several smaller projects with me too. He was the person who me and him did Count Spatula, Freckles on Your Booty, which was fucking weird. And he also shot a joint that me and Tim De La Ghetto did, Bubble Guts. He shot that. And he's done tons of shit, man. He's done tons of documentary shit, a lot of the Wax Weeklies and stuff he's done. So hopefully he answers. Let's get him on the phone. Yo, what up, Jay?
What's up, Mike?
Chilling, man. What are you up to?
Just working. How are you?
I'm good, man. I'm good. I was just actually, I wanted to ask you about a project I had coming up. See if you were interested in doing it.
Sure. What's up?
I'm doing this photo shoot. I'm trying to do this thing. I've been kind of getting in with this weird like new network I'm involved in, and I wanted to see if you could do a photo shoot. It's kind of like an artistic photo shoot, and
sure.
You know, I know that you're good with that shit.
Thanks.
It's gonna be weird though. Like you're gonna have to. It's fucking hard to explain, man. But I'm trying to do some shit where like I really put some weird shit out there, and I'm doing this thing where like I have like a profile just on my balls, like my balls and penis area. So I'm gonna need.
What?
Yeah, I'm doing like just fucking these weird close-up shots of just my genitals. And I was
Shut
hoping.
the fuck up. Get the fuck out of here.
I am, man. What? You're not comfortable with that? Because I can get somebody else to do it if you want.
So you're saying that you want me to take close-ups of your package?
Yeah.
And where is it going up?
Well, it's actually just something that your mom wanted on her refrigerator, just so she could kind of put it on her. Nah, man, I'm just fucking. You're on my podcast.
Oh, wow.
Is this a bad time? Are you like at work? Do you got a minute?
Yeah, I got a minute. It's all good. Yeah.
Cool, man.
Damn.
Well, I wanted to hit you up because I think you have an interesting story and should ask you a couple questions real quick because a lot of people out there listening are, you know, whatever they do, whether they're musicians or artists or you know, fucking mortgage brokers. Like they're starting off and they want to hear about somebody who's doing their thing. And you've been in LA for a while now. You got a job where you're you know, doing what you came here to do, and you've done tons of shit. Where are you from, and what was your journey to get to LA like? Like what'd that involve?
You want me to start from the beginning? Because it might be fucking boring.
No, what do like the Cliff Notes. You know what I mean?
Okay. All right. So I was born in South Korea, and then when I was 7, I immigrated to Canada.
Oh, Canada.
Canada.
I got a lot of Canadian listeners. What part of Canada are you from?
I am from Toronto, and I actually lived in Niagara Falls for a while. So right by the Buffalo border.
Nice.
So I guess it kind of sparked from like right after high school, right? Like my parents sat me down and they're like, "What the fuck you want to do with your life?" And I was like, "Oh, I want to be a director." And they're like, "No, fuck no, you're gonna be a doctor, a lawyer."
This is like, yo, that's so like commonly themed in the Asian people I know.
I think Asian parents like to stay on the safe side.
Right.
So if they don't have any knowledge on like what kind of industry it is, they don't like it. That's my take on my parents.
Right.
Initially. And anyways, so long story short, they denied my dream in the beginning. So I was like, fuck, I'm gonna go to business school and maybe hopefully branch into advertising.
Right.
So I went to I got into a pretty good business school in Canada. I don't know if your listeners know this, but it's called McMaster University in the great old Hamilton, Ontario.
Nice.
Anyways, I went there for a year. I hated it. I fucking wanted to, get the fuck out of there. So I applied for film school on the first day after the lecture. Didn't tell my parents. After I got my, my acceptance letter, I went to show my parents, and they're like, "Oh, fuck, what the fuck you doing?" And, I told them that this is what I really wanted to do and had to prove it to them, and,
And you're an only child. You're their only hope.
Yeah, it's a double-edged sword, man, because, I really don't like the fact that I'm an only child. One second, Mike, let me step outside real quick. 1 second.
Okay. Jay is actually at his job right now. He has a job where he works late. He's an editor right now. Jay has had a couple of different jobs, but right now he's at a job where he probably can't be at his fucking work just talking shit.
Yeah.
We've all had jobs like that. We've all had jobs like that.
Yeah. 1 second. Give me 1 second. Sorry, podcast listeners. I apologize.
I think that they appreciate the fact that you give a fuck, Jay. Which is a trait amongst many Canadians I know. They care about people. I like to just make stereotypes. Like everything you say is because you're Asian or because you're from Canada.
All right, so I'm outside. All right, so I guess after McMaster, I went to sorry.
We caught you at a bad time. It's my bad. I was just saying.
No, it's all good.
That's the problem. That's the problem with this segment. I think you've listened to the podcast before. I call someone and fuck with them. The problem is I don't even know if they're gonna answer, much less I don't know what they're doing. You know what I mean?
Yeah. No, that's cool. I appreciate you calling, man. So I got accepted into this fucking dumbass university called Full Sail.
And you were being relatively sarcastic when you say that, or no?
No, I'm actually being 100%. If anybody of you that are listening are thinking of going Full Sail, I highly suggest you to reconsider.
And why is that? Because of how expensive it was?
The biggest reason being.
Let me cut you off real quick. Let me explain to them out there what Full Sail is. Full Sail is a college in Orlando, Florida, where you can major in things like, film, video game design, music, audio engineering, stuff like that.
Mm-hmm.
Go ahead.
That's true. So this school is very much like, I don't know how to compare it except like fucking Dubai or like fucking University of Phoenix. I mean, there's nothing wrong with those colleges, right? They're educational and shit. I've never been to them, so I can't really say what they're like. But the fucking school I went to for film, it was very I don't know. I was really disappointed because when I had my idea of film school, you know, I thought they would teach you like theories and you know all that fucking, you know, that fucking educational shit, that academic shit. But once I got there, it was taught by fucking PAs, you know, which are like fucking slaves of the production, you know, like they do the grunt work, they do like fucking coffees and they get fucking, you know, fucking haul wires and fucking. I'll do all that fucking bullshit. So when I realized that, you know, the school was like all money and all talk, you know, I was like pretty disappointed. But the good thing about that school was that I got to meet Casey and AK. Casey directed Dispensary Girl. He also directed the new video coming out by Wax called Toothpaste. Is it?
Toothbrush. Toothbrush. Close enough. I actually had Casey on here before. I didn't say this.
Nice.
I don't think I said this on that podcast, but you know how Casey kind of mumbles when he talks. It's kind of hard to understand him on the phone.
Crazy.
But yo, I was actually gonna say the same thing. Like the good thing about, I mean, when I met you, you were going to Full Sail, and we shot that video that, you know, in Orlando, that Larry and Tina video.
Yeah, exactly. So.
You know what it is, Jay? And I don't mean. And as you know, and I think I've mentioned this on this podcast before, but when I first moved to Los Angeles, I went to a similar school to that. I went to the Los Angeles Recording School, and I learned a lot there because I tried to on my own. I rented out the shit, and I genuinely wanted to learn. But what I will say and I thought it was a cool school because you kind of get out what you put into it and all that. But what I will say. The problem with schools like that is that in a lot of the cases, the reason people are there teaching is because they didn't fucking make it. You know what I'm saying? Like the people that were teaching film at Full Sail were there because they probably moved to LA and couldn't fucking make it. So now they're teaching as the last resort. And why do you want to learn from someone who, you know what I mean? Hello?
Sorry, Mike. Yeah, I'm listening. Sorry, dude.
It's all good. I was done my point. Go ahead. Put me on speaker. Fuck you! I was hoping you'd have it near your boss.
Yeah, so basically, you know, like the education was bullshit. Like I didn't really, like there was only like, it was an accelerated program, meaning that, you know, we had hours like fucking 8 a.m. to fucking, I don't know, like 8 p.m. It was like minimum of 8 to 12 hours, you know? So the school was whatever. It was like there were a few classes here and there that was pretty interesting because of the instructors, obviously. But the biggest thing that I took away from that school was like, you know, you have to do shit and you have to practice shit on your own and like, you know, sharpen your sword, as if like fucking lack of better words.
No, I agree. That's what same thing with music. The only way to really learn it is just to do it and do it and do it and do it.
Exactly. So what triggered, I guess, like the fucking music video with me is that Casey did this music video, and he was like, you know, the only Asian kid in the class, and I was like, fuck that. He ain't gonna be, you know, I have this very competitive mindset, so instantly he was like my fucking rival from the beginning, you know. But he did this video, and I was like, no, I gotta do my own thing, so I did my own video too. And then, luckily enough, this friend of mine from Full Sail called Thomas Latier, he actually contacted you through YouTube, I believe, before everything got pretty crazy, and we agreed to kind of work on this project called Larry and Tina.
Right.
Now, this was like second month of school for me, so I didn't really have much knowledge except like my, I guess, I don't know, intuition, I guess, like wherever the fucking gut feeling was of what looked good, I guess.
Right.
So I heard the beat, and to be honest with you, podcast listeners, I really didn't like Wax's shit in the beginning. Thomas was here showing me the 2 videos of Mike pretty much playing acoustic songs by the cliff where we shot Wax Weekly, And I was like, no, this is whack. This is like country shit. I don't want to do this. But then,
That's awesome.
I was serious. I'm very serious about this. And then he showed me the Larry and Tina beat, and I was like, oh, okay. I see where you're coming from. Maybe we can do something cool with it.
Nice.
The story was like pretty fucking intense. You know, it was very like R-rated, and it, you know, I was really interested in it. So we fucking did it, and we won a few film festivals here and there, and then, you know, finished school. And after school, my mindset was like, oh man, like, I don't wanna just like let this contact like go, you know what I mean? Like, so my biggest reason to coming to LA or moving to LA was because I knew that Mike would blow up.
Oh, know? Nice, and thanks. That's my name, by the way. My name is Mike.
I'm not bullshitting you because I'm on your fucking podcast, bro.
I know you're not bullshitting. You already said my shit. You thought my shit was whack, and I appreciate that. I appreciate that honesty.
Yeah, so the biggest drive for me to come to LA was because of Mike. And the first project that we did when I got here was Music and Liquor, I believe.
Yeah, and we did Music and Liquor literally as you guys were fucking moving in and shit.
Yeah, exactly. Like, we were like really new to the spot, and we didn't really have any jobs. You know, we were kind of, me, AK, and Casey. Oh, by the way, I should put this in, like, you know, over the years of Full Sail, like, me and Casey and AK became, like, real good friends, and, you know, like, I think of them as brothers, you know. If it wasn't for them, I don't think I would have pushed myself as hard as I did, you know what I mean?
Right.
So,
and for background for the people listening, Casey and AK and Jay and myself are kind of like, we kind of like have a collective. We're called Intense Imagination. Some of you may know that, but like when Casey and AK and Jay first moved out to LA, they all moved together, and they literally moved in together at that apartment to Hunga, and we just started doing mad shit. And then after a while, you know, everybody, you know, Casey's doing his own thing, you're doing your own thing, AK's doing his own thing, I'm doing my own thing, and then sometimes we get together and we do our things together, you know? We got to shoot a Wax Weekly soon, by the way.
Yeah, for sure. Sorry, man. I've been too swamped with work.
No, I understand, man. It's all good. It's all good. I ain't tripping.
So after we did Music and Liquor, we actually won another film festival in Hollywood, and that was pretty trippy, you know, because we were all new to this and shit. And then I don't know. We just been working ever since, you know, like, whatever time we had, like, we would do projects and...
Yeah, I explained before I called you some of the stuff we did, the Count Spatula and the Bubble Guts and fucking all the documentaries, Wax Weekly, the music videos.
Yeah, me and you did, like, a lot of random projects, too. You know, like, there are... I guess we would categorize, like, in three, right? Like, one being, like, the random videos, like, Count Spatula and, like, what do you call it, Bubble Guts and stuff, and then we have our music videos where we kind of go, you know,
all out. Yeah, right.
And then we have the Wax Weeklies where I try to make a story by just hanging out with Mike for a day.
Mm-hmm. You also, there's also little things, like you shot Red, you shot I Ain't a Real Man.
Oh yeah, those two.
I mean, I know for you guys, that's kind of like, you know, you're just kind of, that's kind of child's play, but the shit looks dope. I couldn't have fucking done that.
Thanks, man. I think it's the song that carries it, you know, to be honest.
So let me ask you this. Let's forget me. Let's wrap this up with this. You're out here in LA, you're a fucking Korean Canadian, you're trying to do your thing. First of all, do you have one? And second of all, what is your ultimate goal with this shit, career-wise?
Okay. Well, music videos has always been like a stepping stone for me, right? Like, it's like an arena where I could practice different types of like styles, different types of like, you know, themes, and I like to try to mix it up from project to project and try not to do the same similar things. So. But yeah, I mean, my goal is to direct a feature, you know, and I'm actually in contact with some financiers. They're kind of waiting on me to finish a script and whatnot. So there's some, you know, projects in momentum, and we're trying to get that thing lifted off. But I feel like I'm fucking rambling.
No, it's okay, man. It's okay. I'm just gonna talk shit after I hang up.
This shit.
I ain't fucking editing that shit. But you're so basically what you're saying is your goal is to be a director of feature films.
Yeah, and the biggest reason why I started working with you is because of that story. You know, like I like things that have a beginning, middle, and end, and Larry and Tina had like a very strong, you know, opening, middle, and closer.
Right.
You know, so that's what I think that was the project that I really I don't know, felt like the truest of what I could do. You know, like that and Music and Liquor.
Maybe you saying you kind of saw your own potential?
Well, I mean, like, not like that, but it attracted me the most. You know, it's not something that has like a plot, and something that has like, you know, emotional gravity to it. You know.
Emotional gravity.
Oh snap!
Look at you using fucking fancy words. I bet you learned that fucking word in a fucking Full Sail class. Look at you biting the hand that feeds you. It's like I'm just fucking with you, yo. All right, I'm gonna let you go, man. Why don't you fucking, if you got anything you want to plug, or if you got any your websites or in fucking Twitters and fucking MySpaces and fucking I don't know, whatever the fuck you got.
Oh shit! I've never done a fucking plug before, so this is gonna be awkward. You guys can find me or find my work at www.flight dash like a minus sign 86.com. So it's like flight minus 86.com. That was fucking dumbass address. I gotta change that shit.
Yeah,
and
man.
Then you guys can.
It's whatever.
And then you guys can find me on Twitter, just the letter J and then the number 6 and then AHN as in next. And then yeah, I mean I'm pretty I'm trying to be more active with Wet Black, so if you guys see my name here and there, just give me a holler or whatever. I don't know if you have comments or fucking questions or whatever. I'll help you guys out. I don't know. I feel like I've been talking about myself too much, man. What's good with you?
Hey, man.
I haven't talked to you in a while.
Hey, man. I talk about myself this whole fucking podcast. You know, we ain't got to. You know, I'll hit you up when I'm not doing a recording, and we'll get up on some real shit. Let's get up this weekend and fucking bring over some of those fucking some of them short ribs you brought that one time, man. We should fucking have a little cookout or something.
Oh, for sure. Actually, Alice is going out of town for about like 2 weeks, so.
Oh shit! Alice is Jay's wife. Oh shit!
Maybe not.
Oh shit! It's like, I'm just kidding, Alice. Love you, love Alice.
But yeah, I'll definitely bring some fucking Korean meat, bro.
All right, cool, man. Korean meat. That's Jesus Christ. All right, cool, man. Well, good talking to you, Jay. Be safe at your job, and tell your boss I said fucking good choice of employee or whatever. Fuck it. Just fucking
Thanks
eat a
for
dick.
me up, bro.
All right, cool, man.
All right, dude. I'll hit you up.
All right, peace.
All right, peace.
Boring. 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 I had a fucking boring fucking interview. It's like, I'm just kidding. I'm just saying that because I know Jay's going to listen to this. Nah, that was Jayon. Good to have you, man. I'm going to stop this recording real quick so I can get the technological fucking aspect back to the direct ratio of 0.6, divide that by 5, and then decrease the aspect ratio by 1080p. Thanks. Well, that fucking sucks. I just recorded a bunch of shit and somehow accidentally erased it, and I can't get it back. It's a long story. But all I didn't erase too much because whatever. Long story short, what I erased, I'm going to do again. And part of the thing that I erased is some shout-outs for this week. Shout out to Peter from Georgia, Mitchell in Ohio, Mike in Denver, Joe Bonnie, Ben Toons, Jonas in Norway, Shannon T, Nick in Maryland, Griffin, Cranberry, Chris in Michigan, Sarah in Michigan, Mr. Master in San Diego, Charlie in England, Jeremy from Ohio, that's my man, what's up Jeremy? Cosmic from New Zealand, Ben K, Carla the stay-at-home mom, Craig in Ireland, Grant C with the new phone. Happy belated birthday to Jay from the UK, happy birthday man. Marco from Edmonton, John in Houston, Keegan, Matt B in Detroit, my man Raul Justice, Dan S from Connecticut, Hector in DC, Sean in Philly, and Matt K. And I think what I missed, yeah, there's this one letter here. I'm going to start reading some letters, by the way. This is the segment where I read your letters, and I fucking can't say how much I appreciate all the letters I got this week. And here we go. This one's from Andres. Hi, Wax. My name is Andres. I've been a fan for a good while. I love your music. You're my biggest inspiration. I appreciate that, man. I could listen to your mixtapes on replay for the rest of my life. I just got a job at Little Caesars, and I listen to God, I just fucking can't read today. But he hates that job. It's stupid and pointless. I appreciate that, Andres. I appreciate the love. Anyways, me and my girl have been dating for a year now. We're in love, engaged, and we're moving in next year. All right. Off the top, you should not be engaged if you're moving in next year. I know the old school way of thinking is you get married, then you move in, and blah blah blah. But you do not know a motherfucker until you live with them. So the new school way of thinking, the right way of thinking, the correct way of thinking, because human beings get more intelligent over time because they learn from their mistakes that they made wrong in the past. You should move in with this girl before you're engaged. So I'm just going to start with that right off the bat. We're both seniors. If that senior's in high school, that's pretty early to get engaged too. But we know what we want, and nobody's going to hold us back. That's such a young person. Not that you're that young. A senior in high school is not that young, but like we know what we want, and nobody's going to hold us back. When you're 23, go read that back again and tell me if you really knew what you wanted back then. I don't care that people say we're still kids because they don't know how we feel towards each other. God, I feel like I'm ripping on you. I'm sorry, Andres. I'm just being honest, man. You asked for my advice. But my problem is that she was a virgin when we did it, and I wasn't. Her ex-boyfriend and her did everything besides doing the do. They said they are just friends now, and he always texts her and tells her how she was the one, but he fucked up. Sends her hearts. And sends her hearts, damn. And vents to her, there's something funny about that. And vents to her his problems because he's too much of a bitch to find anybody else to vent in. The ex just got done with a relationship, and he was trying to talk to my girl about what he should do. He has a shitty life, but I try and tell her that's nobody's fault. Honestly, this guy is pretty intimidating, but I know I'd downright drop his ass if he ever looked at me funny. The problem is she tells me she wants me to never get involved or to talk to him and tell him to back off. Wait, the problem is she wants me to never get involved or talk to him and tell him to back off, right? Jesus. I've told her a few months ago how he makes me feel insecure because she's truly one of a kind. She's the most amazing, beautiful person inside out, and she is with me. I am seriously a nobody, and she makes me feel like a somebody. That's not good, man. That's not good. You don't need a person to make you feel like somebody. That's setting yourself up for heartbreak because you're gonna feel like when she's gone, you ain't shit, and now you're nothing. You are somebody with or without that bitch, man. Not to call her bitch. I know she's the love of your life, all that shit. I just meant bitch because I be, speaking from, the street mentality place. You know what I'm saying? The street vernacular and shit. But I'm seriously a nobody. Don't think that about yourself, man. You don't need a girl to bring you up like that. Anyway, she sent him a text a while ago saying to him how they should stop talking and they will never be anything more than friends and blah, blah, blah. Well, it only lasted a month until he forgot, and then she thought it would be okay. But then her best friend was going through problems with her relationship, and she liked this guy. And then my girl explained to her that she still has feelings for this guy. If you didn't follow for that, he's saying his current girlfriend has a friend who likes his current girlfriend's ex-girlfriend, and his current girlfriend ain't feeling that. She's like, nah, you can't date my ex-boyfriend. I still like that guy. In fact, one day we got into a fight, and she told me that she still loves him and cares for him just as much as she does for me. And that broke my heart because she said the difference is that she wants me to be her future. She told me from the beginning that she only gives out one chance. The thing that bothers me, fuck that. Fuck that. I only give that one chance. Dude, I don't like this fucking girl. She fucking told you that she likes her boyfriend just as much as you, and she only gives that one chance. Like, the thing that bothers me is that she won't let him go, and she always uses my ex when we fight. I had one ugly ass ex, but hey, I was desperate and I never thought I'd find love. And she's got like the upper hand. You got to see this, dude. You got to step back from yourself and read your letter from a third person point of view. Like, she has you in the palm of her hand. You're like, you can't let a girl do that to you, man. And I know it's hard. I've been there. Maybe not that far, but I've definitely been in love and had shit not work out, and I definitely thought that like I was nothing without the girl and shit like that. Anyways, I saw them texting the other day, and I don't know if I can take this because it's really annoying that I see his name pop up on her phone. She acts like it's nothing and then deletes the messages while she has other messages from 3 months ago. Any advice? I love this girl. Thank you, Wax. You truly are my idol. Wow. Lots of love from up here in Mendocino County. Well, much love back to you, and I appreciate the good words. And yes, I do have advice because I've been there before, and I really don't like. She told me from the beginning she only gives out one chance. Fuck that. You be like, bitch, I only give out one chance. That's the thing. You should be like, I only give out one chance. I'm trying you out too. You're not like some suitor. You're not like a guy. You're not like, you don't have to fucking everything that she needs you provide, or it's like a relationship is give and take. You know what I'm saying? And it sounds in this case, she's telling you that she likes her ex just as much as she does you. I mean, is that the future you want? Like a girl that likes other dudes like that? I mean, dude, you said, I know everybody says we're still kids. You are still a kid. You have your whole fucking life ahead of you. Like, I don't know, man. I'm just gonna be honest with you. I know you love her. I've been in love before. I've had my heart broken and shit like that, but the only thing that's going to get that love to go away is time. And if it's not going to work, ultimately, the best time to end it is as soon as possible. So, I hate to be a dick, but I think you got to break up with her, dude. She got the upper hand. She's killing you right now, man. All right, well, this is where I think where I can get the old recording back. All right, cool. Hey, this one is from Owen. Owen M. I'm Owen M from New Hampshire. I've been listening to your music and watching your videos ever since a friend of mine introduced me to your work not too long ago. You do some really funny shit. Thank you, Owen M from New Hampshire. I appreciate that. My question is, how did you come up with the character Dale Firebird, and will we be seeing Dale on your next album? Hopefully you will see Dale in the next album. I have a song with him on it. However, there's a sample on that song. So unless I can clear that sample somehow, I don't know if I'm going to be able to use it. I'm trying to step my legality game up right now, you know, get my legal business in order in this motherfucker, you know. And I'm trying to clear samples and stuff like that just in case this album does well. As far as how I came up with the character Dale Firebird, where I'm from in Southern Maryland, there's a lot of people that actually talk like that and have that kind of twang. They don't necessarily live in the woods like he does, but that's just a lot of people that even non-redneck dudes just kind of have that accent, you know, and that's why it's my least popular character. You know, Dale Firebird videos get the least amount of views, the least amount of comments, has the most amount of hate, and it's because, but then again, the people that like it like really like it, and that's because they're from areas where there are dudes like that. Like, for example, people in California don't have dudes like that around them. Whereas where I'm from, if you showed me a funny video about the standard Cholo, for those that don't know, is like a Latino gangster dude that is very prevalent on the West Coast and in the Southwest United States. I'm not going to tell you what he is, but many of you do know, especially you and people in California, New Mexico, etc. But if you showed me or people that I knew growing up a funny video about Cholos, we'd be like, what is this? I don't even understand what the fuck this is. We weren't familiar with that. Like, the only shit we know is like the dudes that you see in movies, you know. And like, for example, like a lot of people from California that do a redneck accent, they'll be like, howdy partner, and they'll do like some like cowboy western accent, you know. So it's just a matter of where you're from and what you're familiar with, and everybody, you know, is familiar with different things. All right, so thanks, Owen. This one's from Nick C. This is one where like he didn't praise me on this one. Hey Wax, I'm sitting at my desk right now and listening to podcast 8. Anyway, I just thought I'd do the math for you getting paid 40 cents per second. If you remember last week, I was talking about shitty jobs, and I said something like, you know, you're over there making 40 cents a second or whatever. And he, I guess, noticed that slip up. I wish I worked at a place that paid that much. That's $24 a minute, $1,440 an hour, $11,520 a day, $69,120 if you work 6 days a week, $27,000 and $3,317,760 annually. So where can I find this meaningless job, Wax? I would love it. I just thought you should know that. Keep it 100 and keep the podcast coming, and maybe another Wax Weekly if you can find someone. I appreciate that, Nick. I'm sorry for reading that in a nerdy voice. I just thought it might make the number computing sound better. Me, Zorp. But yeah, I make mistakes. I make fucking mistakes. Alright, I'm only going to read this one because of what he said at the end. Yo, Wax, I'm going to write this email without all the compliments in it to test whether or not you only read the flattering ones. We're on to you, bro. Okay, I don't need any life advice or music advice or coffee making advice. I just want to ask you a hypothetical question. First, I got to lay out the rules. You have to pick one. No neither or none or I would rather kill myself bullshit. A lot of people get all insecure about their heterosexuality and don't answer. Since you have, all caps, to pick one, it doesn't make you gay. Would you rather A, sit on a cake and eat a dick, or B, sit on a dick and eat cake? And why? And the following is the only reason I read this. In the words of FPS Russia, don't be bitch, and answer, LOL. Well, since you brought FPS Russia into it, if he's gonna be calling me a bitch for not answering, I'll have to answer. So basically, you're asking me if I'd rather have a dick in my ass or dick in my mouth. I'd rather have a dick in my ass. That's a nice soundbite for all you guys that like to fucking take sound bites. I'd rather have a dick in my ass. Got it. Now you got two of them. You can fucking make a whole chopped and screwed remix for like a gay Houston rapper. I'd rather have a dick in my ass. Dick in my ass. Bam. There you go. There's another freebie for you. Get all gay rappers from Houston. Yo, Wax, tell us about your favorite rappers and who you're currently listening to. If you listen to Lupe, tell us what you think about FNL2. I have not heard any of that yet. Also, what other genres do you listen to besides hip-hop? Who are your favorite bands? Thanks, JC $. I appreciate that, man, for sending the email. My favorite rappers that I'm listening to right now, I've been actually going back. I've been listening to a lot of Tribe recently. I've been kind of going back. Shit. I like, who do I think I've answered this question before. I like Kendrick Lamar. I like, fucking, who am I listening to? I haven't been listening to a lot of new rap, man. There's not a lot of new rap I'm listening to. I need to discover some more. I mean, I like the new Nas album. I need to listen to some more. I like Ab Soul. Ab Soul I like. While we're at it, what are your favorite movies? My favorite movies are The Usual Suspects. I liked Pootie Tang. I like some of the old Adam Sandler movies. I really liked Happy Gilmore. Alright. Thanks for the question. This is from Brody from Australia. Hey, Wax, Brody from Australia again. I have another question for you. Oh, did I already answer one of your questions? Feel bad if I answer some twice and nobody, you know. I don't answer some people at all. But you know what, to those people? I'd rather have a dick. Jesus Christ. I've been listening to some Liquid Courage and Googled the lyrics for Summer in the City. I wanted to know, is that song based on actual events? It sounds very specific. If it is based on actual events, can you elaborate any more on that story and maybe tell us some other fucked up stories like that one? By the way, thank you for incorporating my segment idea about movie, video, cool shit suggestions. Thank you, Brody. I got to do that this week. I'll do it right now or thinking about it. Cool movie, video stuff, suggestions. What have I watched this week? I already told you about Gigi Allen and how terrible that is. Nothing. Watch any skateboarding video that has Chris Haslam in it. CHRIS Chris. HASLAM Haslam. Any fucking video that has him skateboarding is fucking awesome. But yeah, the song "Summer in the City" is about when I got robbed when I first moved to LA. I was walking down the street. It was late at night after I was getting home from the bar. I parked my car like 2 blocks away from my house. Walking home. Dude jumps out of the car and asks me for a cigarette, and before I know it, he's fucking runs up to me. He's got a little gun and it's pointed at my stomach. And the other guy gets out the car. They start like frisking me and grabbing my shit. It was strange. I hardly had anything on me. I didn't have one bit of cash. And that song, listen to the song. It's called Summer in the City from me and EOM's album Liquid Courage, and it is actually an exact word-for-word description of what happened that night. So yes, it is a true story. And thank you for the question, Brody. This one's from Tyler. Hey, Wax. Huge fan here. Been listening to you since the beginning. But I need help, yo. I've been seeing this girl for a couple months, and I really like her. The thing is, she's a freak in the bed. Nice. I know this may seem like every man's dream. Oh. But I can't handle it anymore. At first when she started tying me down and shit, I was surprised, but I didn't mind it. But I didn't know she'd do that every time we did it. It's degrading to me as a man. The thing is, I don't want to lose her by offending her. So my question for you is, how can I tell her that I'm not into these fetishes without her leaving me? Well, first of all, I think the next time that you have sex with her, I think you should go the opposite way. I think you should fucking tie her down and pull her hair and smack her ass and shit like that. And, I think that could make the whole thing awesome. Maybe if you take turns being the dominating one, then maybe it'll even it out a little bit and you won't feel like kind of like a little bitch every time. Because I think that's the whole thing about domination is some people like to feel like a little bitch, and some people like to just fucking beat the other person up. So I think it'd be interesting if you fucking, put the shoe on the other foot or whatever. And, next time fucking, real nice and gently put her hands behind her back. But she doesn't know that you got something to tie them together with. And then if she gets fucking scared and says no and shit, don't rape her, you know what I'm saying? But try putting the glove on the other hand. And smacking her up a little bit. Not smacking her up, but maybe smacking her up a little bit. I don't know. Fucking, roughhouse her. Whatever she does to you, do to her, and then see if that makes it better, and see if you actually enjoy that. But if she really likes dominating, she might have some like daddy issues and shit from the past. She might be treating you like the dad that left her that she wants to beat up. What other fucking questions do we got here? This is from Bert the dentist. I think I have a good question for your podcast. How and when did you start smoking, and why are you having such a hard time quitting? I started smoking cigarettes when I was a fucking little tyke. I started smoking at about 13. I was addicted by 16. And the reason that I'm having such a hard time quitting is because it's so fucking addictive, and it just takes a hold of you. And I guess if I could put into an illustration why I'm having such a hard time quitting, I would somehow take a simultaneous picture of all the people that are 70 years and older that still smoke cigarettes. And then I would just show you that picture and then say that's why. It's just fucking difficult. And I'm a bitch, I guess. I just have an addictive personality, man. It's just really difficult to quit smoking. All right, I can't really read exactly what this one says, but this is from Andrew. What up, Wax? I just really wanted to say that your music has really gotten me through some tough times in the past few weeks. It's been nothing but liquid. He lists off my albums and gives me praise. I really appreciate that, Andrew. I sincerely do, man. And getting through, people will say that my music gets them through tough times. I especially appreciate that. I'm 23, will be 24 on the 8th, and I've been playing guitar for almost 10 years now. Even though making music is something that I truly love, lately it feels like I'm becoming more and more connected with it because of my band and the stress that comes with it. We spend a lot of money on a lockout each month. A lockout is, for those that don't know, a lockout is a small space that you can rent per month. It might be in like an industrial park, like a little room basically, where your band can go and practice whenever they want and be as loud as fuck. So, in some cases you can't necessarily go to somebody's house. You got a drum set and shit. So we spend a lot of money on a lockout each month, but even with that, we get together only once or twice a month, 3 times if we are lucky. I was thinking of learning a different instrument to try and kickstart my drive to keep playing music again. Because if this band thing doesn't work out and we split up, I think I'd be better doing something on my own instead of waiting on someone to see if they can practice or make a show or blah, blah, blah. Anyways, boring! That's his words, not mine. What did you do after your band split up? Did you think of starting another band, or did you start doing stuff by yourself? P.S. What the fuck happened to Wax Weekly? Wax Weekly should hopefully we'll get that shit to come back, man. It's not as easy. Like I always say, it's not as easy to put together as people may think. And but that being said, you heard me talk to Jay. We're gonna try to shoot another one soon. It's just gonna be like Wax Wheneverly now. But what did I do after my band split up? As many of you know, I was in a band for many years when I still lived on the East Coast. Our band went our separate ways because, you know, we got to the point probably where your band is at, Andrew, where it's just tough to get together. People are doing their own thing, blah blah blah. After my band split up, you know, I had a I had a regular job, but I did start doing my own thing. The immediate thing I did after that was me and my brother started working together, as we always had. I mean, the band was me and my brother both in it, and we just started doing stuff on our own. And we made the Wax and Herbal Tea Grizzly Season album, and you know, moved to San Diego. We did half of the album in Baltimore, then we ended up moving to San Diego, did the other half there, put it out, then we started doing YouTube. And to answer your question, I started doing stuff on my own. If this music shit is like really for you, like, it's not even a choice, man. It's not like, you know, look at my brother, for example. My brother has you know, he doesn't have to do music. He's got an awesome family, great life, great job. But like, once he puts his kid to sleep, you know, he's at the guitar, he's at his Pro Tools rig, he's making an album right now. You think he needs to make an album? He don't have to make an album. It's just in him, you know. Like, he doesn't. It's not a choice. It's just something. You know, if it's in you, you'll do it. You know, and if it's and some people it's different. It's like what they want to be a star, and if you just want to be a star, by the time you're 22. You're like, well, I'm not a star yet. I better do something to get this fucking rent paid. You know, you know what I'm saying? Then your fucking BC rich metal guitar starts collecting dust in the side, and all of a sudden you're a fucking accountant or whatever you do. That's still probably a great job. Answer one or two more of these. This is from Adam. Dear Mike, hey there. I like that intro. My name is Adam. I'm 15 and I live in Arizona. I've been listening to your music since the early days of Grizzly Season, and you're my favorite musician. That's amazing, because if you listened since then, you've been listening since you were like 10 or 11 years old. That's awesome. I'm so glad that you didn't sell out and stop. I appreciate that. Anyways, I'm having a little trouble in my life right now. I'm a freshman in high school right now, and I really like this girl. She's a sophomore, and I've known her since I was in 8th grade last year. I didn't really start talking to her until a couple months ago when she told me she had feelings for me. I wouldn't say we were in the friend zone to start with, but we didn't date because she had just gotten out of a rough relationship and her parents don't like her dating. I think that's like that age that's tough for parents when you're in 9th or 10th grade and you're like really starting to like, you know, there's a very strong possibility you're getting fingered or doing the fingering or about to lose your virginity or you already lost it in middle school. Like, that's a tough time for parents right there. So I can kind of feel that on both levels. It's tough. That's a tough time to be a kid and a tough time to be a parent. Recently I came out as bisexual to people at my school. Oh wow. This girl knows, and I think she put me in the friend zone because of this. She approves of it and she still talks to me occasionally, but she hangs out with other guys, not in a slutty way. And I feel like I'm an acquaintance now. She's not a homophobe, but I know many girls don't like that shit. How should I go about this? I know it's a weird situation, but this girl is really important to me. I want a relationship with her though, not a hookup. That's just how I roll. Let me know what you think, man. From Adam. P.S. I listen to your music in P.E. That was like a little P.S. I'm listening to your music in P.E. The P.P. to the P. Like, I don't know. While I'm running on the track, I have asthma. That sucks, man. So I can't really run as long as I'd like sometimes, even though I'm a pretty fit dude. Your music encourages me to keep running. Thank you so much for doing what you do. I really appreciate that, Adam. I can't imagine how much trouble you're going through as a out-of-the-closet bisexual in high school. I remember in high school, I don't know that there was anybody that was like openly gay, but there were people that were clearly gay. And they would get a lot of shit, man. Like they definitely got the serious end of the fucking bullying stick. So for you to be actually out and open as a bisexual as a fucking freshman in high school was pretty crazy. That being said, my advice might not be the best advice on this because I don't know what it's like to be a bisexual, but I do understand that there's gonna be a good amount of girls that if you're into guys and girls, there's gonna be a good amount of girls that can't be into you, man. It's just the way of the world, you know. Like to many girls that's just not something they'd want to be into. Like if you were with a guy recently, and that now you're with her, like that's, some people only like to swing one way, and they don't want to be with somebody that likes to swing both ways. You know, I mean, we could get super gross and make jokes about it, but I'm not gonna do that. I'm sure you get fucking taunted on and shit like that enough, but you know, a lot of girls don't like that shit. I mean, it's different for me because if I was dating a girl and she was like, "Oh, I also like girls," I might be like, "Awesome, cool," but at the same time, I don't know that I want to be in like a relationship with her. That'd probably just be for a fling. But in the case of you, I don't even think for a fling, there's gonna be a large amount of girls that even for a fling, they don't want like a threesome with two guys, especially two guys that are actually gonna be doing stuff like that with each other. Maybe she'd like one in the mouth, one in the vagina, but maybe she wouldn't want like one in the mouth while the other one's in the other guy's butt. I don't know. Like that might not be something that does it for all girls. And honestly, Adam, that's gonna be something you gotta live with, man. You know, to look on the bright side. You got like, you know, there's gonna be some people like that, but you do got a large pool of people that you can still, a large pool in which you can still fish. You know, so don't feel bad about it, man. You're gonna be just fucking fine. What are you listening to? I already answered that. You know what I'm listening to right now? I'm listening to Tribe Called motherfucking Quest. I just listen to all their albums. If you type in Tribe Called Quest on YouTube, if you type in Tribe Called Quest full album, you can literally get any of their full albums. I know you can do the same thing on Spotify if you have that, but if you're young and you never listened to Tribe Called Quest, if you're old and you never listened to Tribe Called Quest, I would heavily recommend, especially if you're doing something like, you know, if you're at your house and if you're one of the kind of people that can listen to rap while doing your homework. I can't do that shit. I can't listen to rap music while doing some kind of studying thing because I hear the words and I can't hear people saying words and read words at the same time. I can only listen to instrumental music while doing something like that. But if you can, or if you're washing your dishes, you're cleaning your room, you're doing your laundry, blare some Tribe Called Quest, and that shit will just make you feel good. And I think I'm going to end it right there, y'all. I apologize. This podcast might not have been the strongest one. I think it might be the weakest one. Not because of my homeboy Jayon. Thanks for him. I just think that I might not have had as many jokes this week. You know, I didn't have a lot of stuff happen. Might not have been the funniest podcast. However, you can fucking talk shit. beatsforwax@gmail.com. beatsforwax@gmail.com. Send me beats. Send me questions. Send me hate mail. Send me... Nah, I'm not going to say send me naked photos of you because people will take that way too wrong and you're going to be fucking too young, or you can fucking send me a picture of your fucking dick or your fucking asshole while it's shitting or something like that. So I'm not going to tell you to send me that, but send me anything but that. But yeah, that being said, I will be back next week for episode 10. 10 is somehow an important number, so... Maybe like I'll have like I'm gonna do something different for episode 10. Maybe I'll have like a couple people over and have like a little round table discussion. That's what I'm gonna do. For episode 10, I'm gonna have some kind of round table. Of course I say that now, and then next Tuesday when I'm bullshitting out and forget to do it, I'll just fucking do it late again like this week. But I appreciate you guys listening, and be safe out there.